What up, it's Blake, and in this video, I'm going to be going over whether or not you should use loops. It's a pretty controversial topic because there's so many varying opinions. Like, there's some people who absolutely despise using loops, there's people who will exclusively use loops on every beat, and then there's also just people in the middle. So at the end of the day, this is pretty much my opinion and my recommendation on what to do, just because like, I'm not here to solve the controversy, I'm just here to give my opinion on it, really. For my opinion, I think it's okay to use loops. I don't think it's okay to use loops in every beat, but I'm going to explain why. And I also think you should only use certain loops. So first of all, if you're just starting out producing, a lot of people instantly go to loops because it's easy. It's the easy way out. You know, you don't have to learn how to make melodies and you could just easily make a beat with it. Problem with that is if you start off with using loops, it's going to be a lot harder to break out of the habit of just busting out loops, and you'll be a lot more behind on actually being able to make melodies and know how to make melodies. Like for me, when I started off, like I was probably 50-50, like 50% of my beats were with loops and the other half I tried to make melodies. Like obviously you start off ass, that's how it is, but the only way to get better is to keep trying it over and over. You get better by learning, making mistakes. That's how it is. Everybody starts off ass. I say it a million times on my channel, everybody starts out garbage, and you just have to accept that. But the only way to move forward is to just keep trying it. And if you keep using loops, you're slowing yourself down. And with all that said, I'm not saying don't use loops. I'm just saying you should make more beats without loops than with loops if you're starting off. Once you're sustained and you actually know what you're doing, you know, you can do whatever the fuck you want. And I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just saying what I recommend. You know, this is what I say you should do for your best interests, you know? And a little bit earlier in the video, I mentioned that you should only use certain loops, and that's kind of vague, and I want to explain what I mean by that. If you head over to looperman.com and you search guitar or whatever artist type of loop you're looking for, if it's a good loop, there's going to be thousands of other people who have downloaded it and thousands of other people who have used it, which means there's thousands of other beats that have the exact same loop. So your beat technically just isn't original. Like it's been done 1,000 times over. If you're an intermediate producer and you know like how to properly chop samples, flip samples, do whatever, obviously it's going to sound different, but it's still the same loop. And here's like my number one example as to why this is a problem. This is a little bit different. This isn't like a loop from Looperman or anything. This is a Q beat sample they sent around. But anyways, so I have this little playlist here that has songs that all came out in the same year that all use the exact same loop. Here's the first one. I'm not going to play the entire thing. If I only just played one of these, I have the risk of literally getting claimed by all these songs because they all sound the exact same. So here's the first one. We got Bring It Back by Rich the Kid. So you guys can clearly hear the sample there. I had to go a little bit further into the song just because there's like halftime on it on the beginning. So this song came out first out of all three of these. Let's go to the next one. Yeah. That's all I'm going to show, but you can hear that it's the exact same sample. And then we got the next one. As you could hear, they all have the exact same sample. They all pretty much have the same pitch. I think one of them is pitched up slightly, but you get the point. You know, it's not really original music. It all has the exact same loop. Nobody added counter melodies to it or anything. They just added drums. That's pretty much my point on what loops not to use or to stay away from. I'm not saying don't do this, because you're your own person. Do whatever you want. But this is the type of shit that happens with like loops that everybody uses. And to stay away from that, I recommend going from loop kits from like moderately sized producers to like smaller sized producers, because there's not going to be very many people who are using those loops at the end of the day. And a lot of the times they're royalty free. You know, it always depends on like per producer, like what their terms are, but for the most part, they're always royalty free, and you don't have to spend any more money on it other than, you know, buying the loop kit, or even if it's a free loop kit. So yeah, to sum all this up, I'm not saying don't use loops. I'm saying use certain ones. There shouldn't be any like negative stigma around using loops, because at the end of the day, like collaboration, you know, brings out the best in music. By all means, use loops. If you truly want to be original and you want your shit to like stick out from everybody else who's using loops, then go for loop kits or sample something that you've never heard sampled anywhere else. And then also my other point, if you're just starting out as a producer, I would say split it like 30-70, like 30% use loops, 70% try and make your own shit, because at the end of the day, the people who are making the loops, they're the ones winning. That pretty much concludes this video. If you disagree with anything I said, feel free to leave a comment. At the end of the day, this is my opinion and you could disagree with me, and that's okay. But yeah, anyways, that's gonna wrap up this video. I'm back to daily uploading right now, so stay on the lookout for that. If you're new here, subscribe. My drum kit and my beat mastering preset for FL Studio are both available at my website, blake.com, so if you're interested in that, go check it out. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, all that crazy shit, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.